This album, like when I first heard it, and well, the more I hear it, I feel like the only like appropriate question to ask you after listening to it is, "Are you okay? Like, is something wrong?"
It
like it's like gut wrenching. It's both beautiful. It's very beautiful, but it's like parts that hurt a little bit. You know
it's
what I mean?
just, yeah, it's, man, I was like, because for Cherry Bomb, I purposely was like, I don't want to get personal at all. Like, I'm gonna just make songs.
Yeah.
It's just all just, this is a song. And in this one, I was like, all right, let me write down every feeling.
Oh,
To
you
like
started
the
with
honest,
emotion.
just a lot of them was just asking questions. A lot of the songs just have questions, and it's just like, how am I feeling today? Fuck, what if I go poor again? What if it doesn't work? And then that's how a lot of the songs just happen. Just me kind of just asking answering these questions, like,
So
and
it's but it's speaking to like a mood you were in. Like you recorded this when? When did you like
mostly 2006. Like I started to end of 2015, a lot of spring, summer 2016, and then a lot of fall.
what were you listening to? Like what were you like watching and listening
Pop
to?
music. I was like listening to
Like
Pop
who?
Structure. Kind of just what like Max Martin was doing, and really getting into what Pharrell and Justin was doing,
Yeah.
and just noticing, just hooked. I hanging out with Travis Taco.
Yeah.
I went to a club with him and just seeing how people reacted to
You never go
certain
to
things.
clubs.
I hate them.
You never
But
go to clubs.
when I go, I would just study. Oh, that bass drop, or oh, that girl loves that part, and just like, okay, I want to have a song that has that feeling. So I kind of was like, okay, I want to challenge myself and try to make a few songs that's not like rapidy rappy or super distorted. I was like, last night me and Lionel went to like a house party, and they all the songs they were playing, Senorita by Justin, Tell Me by Total, Frontin' by Pete, like all these house party songs. And See You Again came on, and it's full of black people
Yeah.
that for sure go to clubs.
Yeah.
And they were in there like singing the lyrics, and I was like, oh shit, I've always wanted that.
To just have black people
I did
dance
it. Yeah.
to your
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
so hyped. And we were playing Jenga, and I was being cool about it, but inside I was like, oh shit.
going crazy.
I finally have something that they could do that to.
It's funny because I guess I wouldn't have like thought about how much like pop is influenced in the album because of like the subject matter. Like a lot of it is so heavy. That's why I was just wondering, were you in like a place of just like
Well, you gotta feed. You put the old people say you put the medicine in like in the candy
Applesauce
or the
type of-
applesauce
yeah.
or whatever. So, like Mr. Lonely, I was like, oh, dude, I want to write the saddest song I could possibly write and see people go crazy and like dance to it.
Yeah.
And it's that. And at the shows, that song is insane, and it's the saddest song I've ever wrote.
yeah, it really is. And you dance. I mean, it's so hard. It's so hard, and like the greatest like bridge
Yeah.
ever. What was that? What was that? I don't know if we. I mean, I'm just gonna kind of jump into various songs, but like, what was like specifically that like why that transition? Like, why did you think that was like needed a transit? Like, was it like for emotional? Like, were you trying to create two
So
different moods?
911 and Mr. Lonely originally was a different song, kind of together. It was this jazz take I had that was super triumphant and just sounded grand. And a lot of those lyrics was in that song, and I just took them and just placed them on 911, and then took the verse and placed it on Mr. Lonely and added some stuff. And 911, the version that came out is the 25th version. It had
Wait, the 25th.
25th
You
version
did
of
25
911.
versions of
It was 24. The first version was over an interlude song that Tony Tone had. I looped it, sang over that, liked the hook that I put there, made 30 beats for it. And and the versions aren't just different type of lyrics. It's literally like different beats, different melodies, all
Completely
that.
different vibe.
Took the beat from the fashion show I did, reworked that, took the lyrics from the original Mr. Lonely and like implemented it in that. And like, so the original Mr. Lonely, it's like a 5-car garage, full tank of gas, call for every day of the week, and it go really fast, but it means nothing, nothing, nothing without you, shotgun.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then that's in the last verse of 911. 5-car garage, full tank of gas, but that don't mean nothing.
So you kept that based off of that
exactly.
previous.
So I took it from this jazz song. Like,
Yeah.
it was like, nah, I want them to groove to this shit. So I put it on that.
I always wondered why that nothing, like why that repeat.
Well,
like,
yeah, it just because it was from that was the base of the other one. But when I put it there and dropped the beat, I was like, oh, people are gonna love saying this. And if you see it at shows, I don't even say it. I just put the mic in the fucking 10,000 people. Nothing, and I'm like, I figured it out.
And then figured out that feeling that you want, like the feeling of just everybody really connecting with it. But wait, specifically the bridge on that, like what?
Wait, the chirp chirp part.
Yeah. Well, I say, but like, which is one of the most addicting things.
I made that. I remember I made that bridge, and it was just the beat, and I remember stopping like, I made the bridge that I've always wanted to make. Lonnie came by, or Frank, however people know him, and he came by and I played it for him. He was like, yo, let me go in there and just try something. He just started making phone noises and it worked out so perfectly. And he was like, all right. And we kept it.
Was it longer?
No.
Okay.
No, that part, I was like, I'm gonna just give niggas 8 bars of these chords just so they could want it.
Yeah.
Want to replay it. And I left it at that.
That's okay. So how did you balance out, and this is kind of for the whole album, your love of chords with, you always talk about and you always say, niggas don't want chords.
They don't.
And that's everything, that's all you're obsessed with.
It's all
It's just everything is these specific.
I just want chords and melodies.
Yeah. And was it like a battle for, because the whole album has chords.
Yeah, well, I fucked up. I didn't fuck up, but Cherry Bomb was hard to get into because it was a whole album of bridges and shit going everywhere. So I was like, okay, let me, for this album specifically, add all the chords I like, but do it in a way they could digest. So Mr. Lonely has some of the prettiest chords on the album.
Yeah.
But I kind of hid it behind the hard drums and the fast-paced rap. But if you really listen, it's really fucking pretty. And I was like, thank you. And I was like, I'm definitely gonna just try to hide it in those and stuff. And 911, even the call me sometime. I was listening to Gap Band. I was like, damn, these are simple chords and I love the melody. Let me try to implement it in this and make it as simple as possible, but it still gives me that feeling. So the part where I was like, oh, fuck it, I'm gonna get crazy, is right when Steve Lacy's part's over and it goes back to the hood and it's that dun 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 dun. It goes down.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna go on my Jill Scott shit. And that's my favorite part of that song, just cause
it has all the chords that you love in it.
Exactly.
Do you wanna
Yeah, we could cut it down.
Okay. I can't even lie. Where, what's the?
I just imagine a nigga in a wife beater on Valentine's Day, like in the hood, and like.
Is he talking to his friends? Or
I don't know who
in
he's
the mirror?
talking to, but it's a quick shot of that nigga like, man, I can't even lie, I've been lonely as fuck, nigga. Like, just being honest with his homies or something. And I was just like, man, that'd be really funny to chant. But it's the perfect setup for when that song like comes on.
Yeah.
And it sets you up for like what's about to happen. It's honest, but it's right here and they go crazy, but
it's like so sad it's hilarious.
It's
like there's a group of niggas chanting.
And that's Rocky. That's Rocky yelling at.
Oh, that's Rocky?
That's Q. I think that's Wyatt. That's Lionel. That's Jasper.
Hold up. Camera's reloaded.
All right. Forward is okay. First of all, that tempo is very weird. It's like a really weird tempo that you find. Like, was that just kind of like a challenge?
That's a loop from this band called Can, and I've always been into krautrock rock. It's like it was a sound that was like very European, Eastern Europe, and you have like Can, you have the Silver Apples, even Soft Machine, which was this really prog jazz band, took like influence around that time, and it's kind of what Portishead listens to for influence. And it's something I've always liked because it was just so weird and just these weird drum patterns and just these haunting bass lines. And that's a song that they had. And every time I would play it, I would just rap over it. And I was like, you know, fuck it, I'm gonna loop it at these.
Is it hard to rap over that?
No, not actually. It's actually just a 1, 2, 3. But the pockets that they will use makes it sound like this weird push pull back thing, and
Yes,
that's what
it feels like you're on something. You know what I mean? It just kind of pulls.
Yeah.
Like yeah, and it's like, well, because that pocket is such a, like the pace of it is like when you're rapping over it, it's like you do it a little bit faster than I would expect. You know what I mean? Like it's like a little bit more. Why that song first? Why that mood first though? Like were you trying to set a?
I don't know. I just remember making it like, this needs to be the first song. Just go in, just so you could see where I'm at in my head. And I remember writing that verse fully just like, really wondering like, how much shit can I buy till it gets boring? Like, how many jumps can I do on a bike until I'm over it and I'm off to the next thing? And every answer that I kind of had went to the next question. Like,
it almost sounded
ever enough.
It was so existential and contemplative, and it almost sounded suicidal. Especially like the hook, like if I'm gone and don't come, like, you know what I mean? It's
It's really
like
dark,
almost,
but that was the end question. Like, damn, what if I died? What happens?
Yeah.
That's kind of what it was, and it just to set the tone of like, that's where I'm at.
Yeah,
and it's not depressed. Like, I'm not depressed at all. And a lot of people mix up depression with self-awareness.
Yeah.
And like someone's like, dude, this album's depressed. I'm like, no, I never said I was depressed. I'm lonely, but I'm having the most fun of my goddamn life.
Yeah.
But that song kind of sets like that tone.
But if you're I mean, if you're considering death, right, but it's not from a depressed, like, sad state, is it from a place of, like, all right, I got something to prove? Because it almost seems like you had, like, a thing to prove with this album, like, just, I don't know, to yourself or, like...
A lot of people do stuff for the conversation of when they're dead. Like, hopefully when I die, people could say, oh, he this, and this. Good stuff. I leave a good discography behind, but...
Yeah, I like to start with every project. I like to start from death and work backwards.
Exactly.
It's just like we're all gonna die someday.
Yeah,
and I just welcome to day one.
I just knew if this album wasn't good, I would be fucked. That's how I felt, and some people would disagree, but I'm like, man, I'm nothing right now.
You felt that way coming off Cherry Bomb?
Yeah, because everyone hated it, except for like real music lover who cares about drums. Like, I opened a rap album with a rock song.
Yeah.
Most niggas is like, ugh. And then Buffalo comes, you could barely hear what I'm saying. Then Pilot come, and it's this 80s music, so they're out because they want rap. Then Run comes, doom, doom, they don't know. And then Find Your Wings come, and it's like, okay, this is chill. Then Cherry Bomb just punches them, so they're out. And a lot of people didn't know how to take it, so...
Well, like, Find Your Wings and stuff felt like, and I don't even mean lyrically, I mean, like, sonically, it sounded more personal to you. Again, going back to like your love of chords and stuff like that. And you would, on Cherry Bomb, like, it seemed like you would have and like distort it. Like it was like you're always kind of running from it and like covering it up. So that's saying it's your most personal album. Removed from the subject matter, it feels that way. Like sonically.
I fully get that. Yeah,
I
never thought of that.
It just feels like a real. Okay, so for the sadness of Forward that goes into like almost the like. I'm going to say, like, cockiness of Where This Flower Blooms. It was like, do you feel like you were, like, accepting yourself? Like,
sometimes I'm just like, it's a lot of things that, and I don't want to take credit, but it's a lot of things that I was doing, and people were like, what is he doing? And then 2 years later, it's what everyone's doing. Whether it's the way videos are doing or these stupid pop-up shop things or whatever. And I'm not taking credit, but it's like, I was doing that, and no one ever puts me on any of these lists or even respects me in the sense that I wanted. So I was just, and that's why that line is like, ain't nobody fucking with T.
Yeah.
But that may just be my ego. But don't be too cool, because I may freeze and I'm stuck in this egotistical mind state and I never move forward.
Yeah.
And that's how niggas freeze to death.
But then you carry that into
but that ice
yeah,
shit weighs a ton.
Yeah.
My ice, because it was cold. Water your garden, my nigga, and stunt. I got a flower chain made, like, with all these different things. And that's what I was talking about. But I was also like, you know what, fuck these niggas. Keep doing my shit. And tell these black kids they can do what they want.
That's one of my favorite lyrics, is just tell these black kids they can be who they are.
Dude,
like,
right?
It's one of my favorite. You had another God, you had another lyric like that on Cherry Bomb that was just like, the world is yours, like my little nigga.
Yeah.
The world is yours. Like, I love that. Like, it's a similar thing. Tell these black kids they can be who they are. Were you saying that to you? You're saying that to like the people
Well, I was
that you
saying that
see you
to I
influence?
was saying that to me too, but like it's no one saying that to these to kids that look like me or to anyone that looks like me. We've had this conversation just wanting to snowboard when I was 12, but
Yeah.
someone saying, "Oh, that's white people shit. Black people don't do that."
Yeah.
No, you don't do that. Don't put a damper on me and tell me what I can and can't be just because of the way everyone else was. That's my same color. And I just feel like
You
I
are
just
like
wanted to tell them like, no, be you. Be
who you are
don't-
is such the alternative to what expectations are placed on like a young black guy growing up. Like it's always you're influenced by kind of everything, like just kind of like all culture. And so, do you think you accepted that about yourself through your music on the first? Few
Oh,
albums?
I knew who I was at 12.
I think you rapped maybe 28% of the album. It's like so.
I wanted to, my goal of this album was to shut the fuck up and let all the features be the leaders.
Yeah.
Yes, Rex, here, sing for 2 minutes before I come in with an 8-bar on Boredom, and then I'll have another 8-bar, but I want to shut up and just let the string section be 2 minutes at the end.
Boredom, I think, I thought of this morning. I was like, Boredom, right now, to me, is like your Billie Jean.
Really?
It really is kind of seeing people connect with that song. That song, I think I called you and said, I don't know if this song is creating an emotion for me or if it's like the soundtrack to something I already feel. Like that's how powerful I think it is. It's like a really.
I wrote that literally, it was 5 p.m. on a Saturday, laying on my back, looking like so bored. It was nothing to do. No one was hitting me back. Jasper was in the other room, bored out of his mind, but I didn't see him all day. My room was warm as hell because I like the heater on. And it was nothing to eat but dry cereal. And I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck am I gonna do? And I literally wrote that verse in like 10 seconds because again, it was these questions and these legit feelings of boredom that I was having. And it was weird to me because it's like, I'm in a tax bracket where I could kind of go
You can do anything.
do whatever. I have all these cars out, so I could go drive.
Yeah.
But I have nowhere to go. And I'm just bored. And it was just confusing to me because it's like,
You didn't understand how you could
how the
possibly.
hell can I be bored when but it was nothing interesting to do at the moment, which was crazy. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna write a song about it.
Jasper has to
And I
listen
wrote-
to that song
I
and be
wrote
like,
the
fuck you, nigga, I
song.
was right there.
I wrote the song over the chords of God Bless the Child by Stevie Wonder. I figured out the chords, looped it, and just had it playing for hours in my room. And I wrote the verse, which was like a 40-bar verse originally, but I cut it in half because I was like, the hook needs to come back. So at the end of the first verse, it's like, I'm bored. I did that right when we was edited because it went to the rest of the verse. It was like originally, I'm bored and getting desperate. Phone is not. It went straight to a different verse. And it was a different pocket,
So
but
you
I
had
cut
to-
it because I was like, I need to put the hook back in here because I don't want to hear myself.
Yeah, because it's a weird chunk. Just I'm bored.
Fine.
Fine. Sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
So
it's just
I added
like
that right when we was editing, finishing. I was like, no, fuck that. Put the hook. I'm gonna change the second verse
Yeah.
a little bit and like so the pocket is easier to rap so everyone could say it because it was too rapidy and I was like, nobody wanna hear this deep ass voice rap for that long. Let me shut the fuck up and do a hook so all the white girls at Coachella could sing this shit. And I'm not lying, doing festivals, you realize white people love singing along this shit.
Yeah.
That's why the fucking boredom is 2
But that's
minutes
probably-
of just this like,
Sway. Hey, when you perform this album live, you start on Where This Flower Blooms usually, and it's
Yeah.
like is it a longer intro?
Yeah. So when this album, I wanted this album to sound like a Disney score, just like very magical, my perfect little indie movie and fucking wherever.
Sound like the album cover looks.
Yeah, sound like the album cover looks like, but it turned into, what it turned into, but Where This Flower Blooms, we had this really beautiful longer intro. I shortened it a bit, but it sounds like the beginning of a movie.
It's sweeping and
and I start the shows with that because it's like bringing them into my world and then it drops and gets crazy, but yeah.
Wait, how long why did you trim it and not just like go, it's just by
I
nature
just wanted
of
to
it?
cut the fat. I
Yeah,
wanted
yeah.
this album to be no longer than 45 minutes, and I think we hit like 45 and 36 seconds or 46 minutes, and I was like, okay, cool.
As short as
I just
possible.
want it to be short and get to the point, and yeah.
You were saying, like talking about questions, and every song is sparked by a thing. One of my favorite, it's my favorite sequence of these songs, but Pothole is inspired by something your mom said to you.
Yeah.
Is that like that was the?
A long time ago, she was just like, yo, some people just aren't really as loyal or close to you as you think. And I'm always like, shut the fuck up. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Sometimes moms know best. And I've had to find out on my own, like, oh, wow, like, she wasn't wrong about that person. And I kind of wrote that verse, like, my mom told me blah, 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 blah. And
you're seeing that more.
Yeah,
you started seeing that.
Yeah,
more.
and I even like, and I did it as a car. Like, I drove back to the points where she told me specifically, like, when you make 3 lefts, it makes it right. So I triple left trying to double back. And the streets are filled with clues that she told me.
Which, by the way,
how
is
I
great.
Noticed that.
That's some of your best.
I see some familiars. I see some people I knew stuck in the cul-de-sac. I pull up, get out, what up? I want to help you. But what you want for some people, they don't want for themselves.
Just leave them.
So do I stay here and try to figure it out, or do I go and traffic is picking up? And if I don't leave now and get on my path and do what I need to do, I'm gonna be stuck. And 5 years from now, Tyler, the creator, doesn't exist. So it's either I stay here or I just say fuck it and focus on what I gotta do. So I speed off and I'm doing what I'm doing. And I just metaphorically want niggas to know, like, yo, I'm still here with power in my vehicle if you ever need a jump or help or anything. But I had to switch gears on them.
Is there?
I'm basically saying the damn verse, but
yeah, no. I mean, it's definitely. You can tell you are speaking to an experience or some experience.
Yeah, and just realizing some, not even in a negative way, but some people or things are potholes. And after too many potholes, you're not going to be able to get anywhere because it just fucks the tire and the wheel alignment and things up like that. And situations, people, certain things can be potholes to get to your end destination, and you just got to watch out. And that's what my mother would always tell me. And I didn't believe her until I had to experience it on my own.
Oh wow! And Jaden came at what point?
And Jaden, I was like, when I wrote the hook, I was like, oh my God, Jaden's voice would be perfect for the tone of this instrumental.
Yeah.
And I just had him come through, and he did it, and he was so hyped, and he knocked it out so quick, and I fucking love Jaden. That's my boy, and yeah, good shit.
Because that's also, I was gonna say. I mean, I think lyrically, one of your like, you just seem to be in a real zone right there. Where did you record that in the album? Like, was that like?
That was the earliest song, low key, for the album. I had that like September 2015.
Was your intention to rap more on the album than you did?
No, I wanted to rap less, but I ended up rapping some more because the verses just ended up being so good. And then at the end of Pothole, it's this guy named Alex from Mild High Club. It's his band.
I love Mild High Club.
And Skip Tracing, my favorite album last year.
Yeah.
They put out, and my favorite song, number 10, Chapel Perilous, off Skip Tracing is my fucking, that song is such, I can't wait till like when I die and I see a movie of my life and that song plays such an important part. But yeah.
I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but you know.
Yeah, and Pothole is that.
Yeah, the song was complete, then you added just the...
No, that was in when I first made the beat or whatever, it was these chords I didn't use or anything, but I just recorded them real quick, just in the session, and I just sang over real quick, like, cause it was like a melody I was fucking with, and I left it at the end. And when we were done with the song, I was like, oh, I forgot that was there. Fuck it, leave it at the end. And that's what that is. Because
what's crazy about it, because of that piece, and it goes into Garden Shed, and when I first heard it, I couldn't differentiate like the songs. Like it just kind of flowed seamlessly into it, and I wasn't sure where. Because also the way Garden Shed is structured it's like 3 different emotions like that you go through. It's like you go through a whole emotional arc before ever speaking on the record. What mood were you going for? Like, what was it?
Well,
just like...
I remember making that. I had those chords on piano, and I was like, it's not hitting. So I had Austin from Slow Hollows come and just replay the chords on the guitar. And I had it looped. And it was just there. Went to sleep, woke up early the next morning, played it, and literally just was like, let me add the most simple drums. Did that and was like, Added a quick synth. It was like, boom, 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 wanted that guitar when it hits, and then go back to being the prettiest thing ever.
Yeah.
And I was like,
it's like turbulence.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, I think this is the most beautiful thing I've ever done. And it took a year to write the singing parts and figure it out. And there was so many other melodies, and I was like, wait, this is supposed to not have much. So when I wrote the parts, figured it out, and was like, Estelle would be great.
Yeah.
And with her little accent and just her tone over this.
You don't have to.
So I had dun, and I was like, my voice can't do it. My ref is gross. But she came and she figured it out and was a professional, and it was really fun doing that with her. And for the verse, I was like, let me rap double time. Because, and it's three, 1, 2, 3. So it's a weird kind. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna make sure my pocket is just crazy, just like jumping all over the place, just to give it a new feel from the first half.
How'd you do that effect on even just saying garden shit? Because the way you say it, and it's like so.
I've always kind of hated my voice. So like my stuff from like 2008, I would pitch it up. Then 2009, 10, I would pitch it down. Because I just hated it. So around this time, I was like, let me give myself a fake accent. I don't know what it is, but let me start pronouncing shit dear. So garden shit for the bottle. But like bored and getting desperate as hell. So, like I wanted to do that because I was like, I hate my voice. Let me make it interesting for myself.
There was a I ain't got time. I ain't got time. There's a
be so, because all these, I'm just like, man, that song is so busy and so crazy. I don't need to match that. Let me be super chill about it and just like, boy, I need a Kleenex. How I got this far? Let me just be smooth and cool on that motherfucker.
I Ain't Got Time sounds like an aunt putting earrings in a purse about to fight.
Yes, that's what I want. I wanted that intro to be like, oh shit, we should leave. So when it dropped, it was just like,
and there's almost something Latin about like that beginning.
So that's a sample from my mind's going blank, but I had looped it, and originally that wasn't it. So I originally made I Ain't Got Time during Life of Pablo sessions at Kanye's studio. And
why didn't Kanye get on it? That just seems like
I guess he just didn't like it, but I thought that would be. I ain't got time for these niggas. Boom.
So you had because you
and it was just my hand claps. It wasn't the dun 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 dun, and that was a whole separate beat. So then I was like, fuck, it's something here, something cool about the I Ain't Got Time hook, which I was bad at hooks. So when I had that hook, I was like, man, I finally did something great. Yeah. So I kind of meshed these two beats together, and it was a different beat I had with the dun 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 dun. Put it together. Like, okay, I got a hook. I had my first verse. I need a Kleenex. Happy birthday, you bitch. And then I went to the hook, and I was like, man, on the second verse, I know Ye doesn't like this song, so Nicki Minaj's voice would be fucking perfect for this.
Yeah.
We sent it to her. She was like, all right, we'll hear it out. We'll hear it out. Like a month later, it was like she couldn't come up with nothing. And I'm like, damn, this don't evoke nothing? Maybe I'm just trash. So I was like, fuck it. So I wrote the second verse. Did you send it
with the hook?
Yeah, it had the hook, all that. And nothing happened. So I was just like, all right, let me add a second verse. And I was like, Nat Turner would be so proud of me. And when I was younger, Nat Turner was so cool to me because he rebelled against all that shit.
So why the motherfuckers with it?
Well, I didn't want to say all these white boys got their style for me, so I just wanted to sound like motherfucker. Like
you wanted the emotion.
I wanted the emotion of Nat Turner or something.
That's how Nat Turner talks to white dudes.
But you a house nigga, so you don't know how my shit goes.
I'm in for a rough one.
With my big lips and my big nose and my short head, because you already know how slow my shit grows.
Then you switch.
And then I said, I want that fucking beat to just go bleh. Just weird. Just sound like pink fucking goo, just hard.
It almost sounded, not this, but almost like chopped and screwed type of, you know what I mean? Because you could feel it turning to just a slow.
And I was like, I'm a bar out. I really want to bar out, like how Wayne used to make us feel, like 06, 07 mixtapes. and I just want bars, bars, bars to go in. Shout out to that's Fat Boy. Hard put a swallow like thick soda. Walk weird cause my pockets look like thick Yoda. I'm with a Skywalker. I'm riding around solar. Anakin skin Sprite in my 10 cola. Getting neck from a broad like some thick shoulders. Till I bust like that 9 in your heat holster. Everything I say is hot, bitch. I speak toaster. And the bread orthodox like I eat kosher. Shout out to they gave a big loafer. Green bread got me chilling like a clean sofa. What's that thick odor? Yep, like young focused black boy.
It's just fun watching you go into rapper.
But I was like, I need to do that at least once on
You just wanted to go in.
Because every song's hella personal and I'm in love and look, I'm sad. Look, like hard, but I don't know. And I was like, no, let me bar the fuck out.
Was that the thought behind Who That Boy?
Yes.
Just go bar out.
Well, sort of. The feeling of it. I made Who That Boy for Schoolboy Q.
Oh, really?
Like one of them 9 in the morning, wake up, made the beat. Was like, oh, Schoolboy Q would sound great over this. And man, I could convince him to get Rocky on it. Mm-hmm. So I sent him the beat and he didn't reply. I texted to him. So I was like, fuck it. I sent him a voice memo with a flow that I thought of it. And it was like, who that boy, who him is, pump, with a chant on, a month on, when a text con, and you could keep on in the chat, like just doing that so he could get an idea of how he could rap on the beat. I sent that. He didn't want it, but I still was like, all right, let me just add a temp verse to it. So I put a temp verse over it. I was like, let me write a good verse. And that was the first verse. And I was like, yo, Rocky, I got this song. I just think your voice would sound perfect over it. He added his verse to it. Mm-hmm. And then I added my third verse and we did the back and forth thing when he came in there, just in the booth. Like he came up.
Y'all were doing that.
He came to the studio after and we just went back and forth. I was like, this is cool. Q still didn't want it. And I was just bummed. So I was like, all right, whatever. I would play it for a few people and they would be like, yo, this shit is hard. Like niggas who never liked my music would just be like, this shit hard.
Yeah.
And it felt cool because I was like, damn, you never liked it, but I've always wanted to make some hard shit in that world.
It was like what you're saying about even like that feeling of the party and just seeing people dance.
Yes.
And you really,
Yes, I was like always intrigued. So I was like, damn, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna keep it. So we had the song, we had it. And it's this photo by this girl named Jonas Biggin. I can't think of his last name, but he's a photographer. And he has this photo of these people at the beach, and they're having a good time, but it's this one lady with her arms crossed that's looking back. Mm-hmm. And she's looking back like something is coming. And that photo spoke to me because I was like, I want to make the sound of what's coming right there. I want to make what's not in the frame.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna make the theme music for this photo, and that's why I added the minute intro with the strings. I wanted to score that photo.
The swell of whatever and the shadow of that approach.
Yes, and I wanted for that minute everyone in that photo to turn, and when the beat drops, that's me. Who that boy? And it's just fucking what? And they're running and shit's blowing up, and they don't know what. I mean,
I've seen you do it live twice, and it's not a lot of your songs that have that like true effect of that drop, like that anticipation that leads to that drop. And it's a crazy thing watching people just lose it. Right? Is that one of your favorite moments live? Or is that like...
I wanted to drop a fucking bomb.
Yeah.
I wanted that. I like that feeling of going they don't play in the club, but knowing that it could, or like niggas in Atlanta blowing their subs out because the bass is just so
heavy.
Or like when you hear that, you know, oh shit.
Like Jaws.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Because this album was supposed to just sound like a score.
Yeah.
So
you were just doing that.
So I was just really doing that, and that photo specifically just was that.
Also, I haven't been to a mall since you said I don't shop at the mall. Oh, y'all just dumb.
Oh, yeah.
I went to a mall once and I felt very guilty for some reason. I just felt like
even as like when I started buying my own clothes at 14, 15, like the stuff that I wanted just were at these different boutiques and like random stores and stuff. But
that was your first like cool ass piece of clothing.
When I was 15. I saved up $120 and bought this yellow and purple zigzag ice cream shirt from Union. And I was ridiculously happy. I saved up so much money.
Here's the
And
question.
I didn't. That was a lot of money for a 15-year-old to spend on a shirt.
Yeah.
But I always see this two different people:
lot for
people who
adults.
complain about the price, or people who say, "Okay, I'm gonna do that." And I was like, "Oh, that shirt's that much? Fuck, that's a lot." But I'm gonna work my ass off and get that shirt. And I did, and I spent $120 on that shirt, and it was my favorite thing.
Here's the question. How often did you wear it? Like, how'd you space it out?
Nigga.
Because you can't, that's a really specific shirt.
That was like at least twice every 2 weeks.
Okay.
Type. So like, yeah, I spaced it out, but I loved it. I loved looking at the bag. I loved it, just the design, and yeah, that was my shit.
That was your shit. It's funny, but talking about like just rap too, and you talked about Wayne. I love anytime from Smuckers to Dropping Seeds is like Wayne over just a jazz record. It's just Wayne.
You rarely hear it. He did like, it was like 2 on the Carter 3, but and like but it's. I remember I made
Carter 3 has Comfortable.
It has a hey Dr. Carter.
Yeah,
Tell me where you. But that's just really a loop, and it's the. I made Dropping Seeds, and it instantly. I think Lionel was there. It was just a quick instrumental I made, and I was like, I'm getting Wayne on this. I was like, what? I was like, I'm getting Wayne on this. I only want 16 bars, maybe 8, but Wayne has to go over this. Because
Why the decision for you not to join?
Because I was like, you know what? I just have a little hook at the end, but I want to hear Wayne over these notes and this pocket, and I want to see what he would do. And his high-pitched voice over this lower tone of like this weird Brian Bennett like lounge library music I made. I want Wayne over that because, I mean, after a while, hearing Wayne over some like 808s and some shit like that, it's like cool.
Well, he becomes really cooler. Like out of it,
but you sound
like it's so cool.
And the whole album was supposed to be about flowers and gardens.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what did you tell him?
The whole album was supposed to be about, every song was supposed to be about flowers and gardens, and so it's supposed to sound like a score. But it ended up changing, and this was one of the first songs finished, like Pothole and Dropping Seeds, and I was like, yo, just rap about flowers and garden, trees, whatever. And I was on tour for Cherry Bomb in Omaha, Nebraska. And I got a text from him, like, check your email. And I'm like, I check it, and me and Travis is sitting there like, what the fuck? And not only did he bar out, but I've never heard Wayne over Price is Right music.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, Smuckers was the closest that we got, and I was like, I did it again, and I was like,
and so on topic. It's
so
really,
on topic, and
so
he's so good.
Sometimes is also like a really, what is it, like a minute and a half?
36 seconds.
It's goddamn
like
it.
36 seconds.
It is 36 seconds, isn't it? I've added a whole minute to like that's Dropping Seeds.
The live version's longer, but yeah.
How long did you make it, like initially, and why?
I wanted it super short, just one of those just interludes that I just keep wanting to replay. But that's like the music that plays in my head, just daydreaming, just those chords, just like in my dream world, it's chords that just play in the air, like 24/7, like on my dream planet. That's what it is. But that's literally just my daydream, just music, just notes, and that's what it is. No drums, just melody, and then that's when it goes to
Shane Powers, and then Shane Powers' voice, which fits really really well with
the juxtaposition.
Golf says you want to be super fucking like it's so
and
aggressive.
Then it goes into See You Again with the "You Live in My Dream State."
Yeah,
and then that's because that's my daydream music sometimes.
Yeah, the intro to See You Again seems like a poem that you wrote, just like a little like. What is See You Again like? What is that about? Is that still speaking to loneliness? Is it speaking to like the fear
that
of
song
like?
is supposed to literally be about just a dream person. Like you literally, I only see you in my sleep and in my dreams, but I could never find you. Where are you? And that's what all those things are. And can I get a kiss? Can you make it last forever? I'm about to go to war. I don't know if going to war. That's just I'm gonna wake up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna wake up and go to the real world.
Yeah.
And that's literally what that is. And then was like, this needs to go somewhere. So I was like, I'm gonna just have an 8-bar rap verse, really short, but I just wanted to fucking punch, and that's when it switches
Yeah,
up. And
it switches. Okay.
You hear me in the background like, I'm gonna switch it up. Okay, boom, 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 and then that's when it goes like that. And I was like, let me try a different flow. I want to sound like a fucking. Okay. I just thought that would be cool.
What the fuck do you mean?
What the fuck? You don't understand me? What the fuck do you mean? Like.
By the way, dirt colored eyes is
roasting the cheeks, dirt colored eyes.
Colored eyes.
I was trying to say stuff in a different way.
Yeah.
Oh, I love your brown eyes. No, let me. And then it just
speaking
goes.
to the theme of flowers. And
Speaking of the theme of flower,
Yeah.
these rose-tinted cheeks, these dirt-colored eyes, sugar, honey, iced tea, bumblebee on the sea. Like, it all ended up working out.
That's kind of the energy you bring to Glitter, right? It's just kind of, it's like this fun, that is like more pop, more, and like so Glitter is just what? Like, is that you just singing, fucking around, just
You've
like.
been on my mind.
Yeah.
I'm losing, because I hope that we can
Who's that
be
inspired?
more
Who
than
is that?
just friends.
What are those runs inspired? Who is that?
Well, you know,
I mean, it's you, but I'm just saying.
I love 90s R&B.
Yeah.
Just because it was hard drums, pretty chords, and people trying to outrun themselves, hitting those gospel runs, and that just always got to me.
Yeah.
And I wrote that for Bieber.
Oh, really?
I wanted Justin to have that song, but
I
he
can
never.
hear that, yeah.
I hope, because I feel like a firework. I feel like glitter, and every time you come around, I thought he would be so cool doing that, but didn't ever return the call. So, fuck it. I was just like, fuck it. I'll write it and just make it cool.
And then slow it down.
And then, well, before that, I was like, damn, Quavo has a cool voice and cool pockets. I wonder if he will be cool on the rap part for this, because I didn't feel like writing another singing verse. And then I was like, maybe I don't know. Here, let me kind of rap in how I would like Quavo to rap. And then that's when mirror on the wall, feeling good and great.
Oh,
Got
so
the
that's
burner, got the
just
heat like
inspired by
that's just me
Quavo.
inspired by Quavo. So Glitter was one of those songs I was like, man, let me do that. And I listen to all music slowed down, like just no matter what.
You do that a lot. Is it just trying
I
to
don't know
isolate,
why.
or is it?
I just like it better. Not slowed down, but pitch down.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah.
I love pitch down. So I was listening to Glitter like that, and then I just slowed it down just to see, and that's when I start. I rapped like this motherfucker, the bad boy, the one part, and I was like, oh shit, let me write a verse real quick.
Who did the guitar when it's?
Steve Lacey. I was like,
Steve
come here,
Lacy's
I got
great,
these
man.
chords. Come play these chords on the guitar. And he came, and then
He's
I was in my
incredible.
room just humming, dun, 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 boom. And then I say Scumfuck Flower Boy, and it just all just mashes. And I shout out track 10 off the Skip Tracing album on that verse, and it just sounds like a sunset, and it sounds like defeat, but it's beautiful, and that's what I wanted to capture as the last song. And then I was like, no, I can't end it with that. This album needs the credits.
Oh, is that what? Oh,
And
that's what sparked it.
And that's what Enjoy.
Because it was
Today,
just
right?
like that's over the. Okay, is that you and P just kind of? How is that?
So Enjoy Today right now is literally a beat that I've made in 5 minutes. Lionel was there. We was going to Trampoline World. I was like, wait. And that was the loop. And then added some chords, blah, blah, blah. Added the middle part. Oh, shit, it's done. Left it there. Didn't touch it. And then the last part, in 2012 or 11, me and Pharrell, we went in the studio. It was this just simple drum pattern. I was like, hey, could you sing over these chords, and I'm gonna treat it like a sample? And it was the
Yeah.
I refound it. Was like, fuck it, I'm gonna add it to the end of Enjoy Today right now, and I put it there.
It's a
Us
crazy
hanging
end
out.
to an emotional. You know what I mean? Like an emotional album that goes through loneliness and like all these emotions and paranoia into just like, oh, this is a delightful. He's okay.
Yeah, that's what
He
Enjoy
just
Today
rides-
right now.
yeah,
'Cause
he's okay.
A lot of people, what annoys me, people will come up and just film me. Can I get a photo? And I'm like, no. And they're like, oh, well, fuck you then, and leave. And I'm like,
Yeah.
but I'm down to have a conversation. Like, fuck it, put the phone down, let's talk. I'm
Yeah.
down to talk.
You'd rather have a
People be
moment
at the
than a
shows
picture.
like this, and I'm like, I'm fucking 5 feet in front of you. I'm right here in real life.
Yeah.
But they'll rather enjoy that moment 2 weeks from now.
Because the end of Enjoy Right Now today just is so like Stevie.
Yes.
It's like a real Stevie.
And that's
like,
the godfather of just my existence.
the first Stevie song that you really was just like, oh, you gotta listen to, that you were infatuated with, was Never in Your Sun.
Oh man.
You know what I
Never
mean?
in
Just
Your
because
Sun.
those,
It's
yeah.
number 5 on N Square Circle, I think from 87, 88. That weird time. Could be 85, I could be off, but it just sounds like a updated Stevie Wonder song if Timberlake or someone was going to sing over it.
Yeah, yeah.
But the chords are crazy, and the
Yeah,
the
yeah.
melody just keeps on just going.
It- through
It's
the whole
crazy.
thing.
Dun, 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 dun. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm just like,
Is that your favorite? What's your favorite Stevie chord? Like, I know it's hard. That's impossible. But I'm just saying, like,
you have Too High.
oh, Too High.
You have
the
Golden.
ending of Too High, where it just, because the tempo kind of
Uh-huh.
slows down, just like doo doo. It's just,
Dude.
it's one of the greatest. Like, just slow down. It lands like a leaf.
Someone You Love is Looking for Another Pure Love. Crazy.
Looking for Another Pure Love is the weirdest tempo. Like, it, like, think about that tempo of just like, yeah.
Boom,
Dun, dun, dun.
boom, boom.
Yeah, yeah.
Boom. Like so weird. And then obviously Golden Lady number 4.
Golden Lady is perfect.
It's a version by Jose Feliciano.
Jose Feliciano.
Jose Feliciano of Golden Lady. He does California Dreamin' and Golden Lady.
Yeah.
But it's this run that he hits in the Golden Lady version of that I have on my phone in my video that I just fucking loop
really?
over and over. And I practice it because I'm like, I want to perfect that one day.
There are certain Jose Feliciano does.
It's a version of Too High, of Stevie jamming the Too High and then going into Golden Lady from
Where?
like 77.
Where? What concert?
It looks like that same concert.
When he split up with the three background
girls to do the thing.
You come on,
I'ma
if
send
you
it to
really
you.
love me.
If
If you really love it. He splits it up. There's a woman in that shot that looks like my mom, and so I already love the thing. And then there's a woman in the shot that looks like my mom, and I just watch it and almost cry
Dude,
all the time.
That
It's
shit
cute.
is crazy.
But wait, what I was gonna say, because the Stevie, man, I'm blanking on. It was another question off of something that you said, but okay, that's you and Pharrell. Where does Pharrell just comes in with vocals on the thing? That you
Yeah, I
already
just was
had?
like, can I use these old vocals? He was like, yeah, and I was just like, let me just have it at the end, and that's the shit that makes 5-year-old me melt.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I was 5. The notes, and I didn't know what chords were, what anything was, but I always say it goes down and
Yeah,
up.
it slants.
It slants.
I played a song for you by Stevie Wonder and Take 6, Why I Feel This Way. And I remember you were like almost like you made me turn it off, and you were like in a fetal
couldn't
position
take it 'cause
while Lionel laughed.
I don't know what the fuck those notes do to me. Ever since I remember being 7,
Mm-hmm.
and when it would rain, I would put on either number 3 from Love Deluxe by Sade, Couldn't Love You More,
Mm-hmm.
or I would put on number 10, Always on My Mind by Brandy.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
those chords, I would just look at the sky, and I would cry because the chords would just do something to me. And I don't know what it is. I can't explain it. I hope when I die, this gets explained to me, but they do something to me. And
It's almost like a dog whistle for
It's
like
a dog whistle
specific
for
chords.
me.
That, I think we have a lot of similar chords because we've talked about like really specific, like the bridge of Music Soul Child's Half Crazy.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
insane. 143
143.
by
How
him
many times
is the soundtrack to my top 3 times of my life.
and
it
that's
was
so
this
Stevie
summer.
too. Just
Yeah.
it's like the Love's in Need of Love Today type of just vocal
And
kinda,
the phrasing, that music's like, dude, the bridge of Senorita, I want to just fucking kill myself.
Is that your favorite bridge? I mean, I know that's such a you can't.
It's
really
it's
answer
one
that,
of
but
them.
it's like
I
you
can't
reference
choose.
that
It's-
a lot.
It's too many.
Half Crazy's bridge is insane too.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
music, first 2 albums really shaped a lot of my
Yeah, There a
musical things.
Reason, Newness, all of those.
Newness, number 2, dear God, he was on the
Yeah.
something. The Settle for My Love bridge is crazy.
Yeah. It is very and those like it really comes out in like your work.
The bridge on Since I Had You by Marvin Gaye, which is written by Leon Ware. And French Waltz by Leon Ware is a bridge itself.
What's crazy about Since I Had You, you forget that there's just a woman moaning
Just
over
in the background,
most of
yeah.
the whole song
That
is
shit's
just like
crazy.
a woman moaning like the whole time. Yeah.
That shit makes no goddamn sense.
No.
The bridge on number 3 by Cortex from Tropea Blue. I don't know how to pronounce the title because it's French, but it might be French. I don't know. But number 3, it's Lafayette Samba or something. The hook is just this girl like, dun, 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 dun. Excuse my voice, but ba 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 ba. And I want to kill myself every time it comes on. I have a 10-minute version of it looping.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, someone made a 10-minute version of this song called "Smile" by Pharrell that came out on some Japanese disc.
Oh.
And the song
Not like the classic.
The song is kind of gross, but the bridge is. I have a 10-minute version of this.
Yeah.
And I played it for Lionel. He just laughs because he's like, "You want to listen to this part of this song for 9
Just
fucking
specifically.
minutes?" And I'm like, "Bitch, yes."
But you get that, like you were talking about. I know I was gonna say Jose Feliciano also did "Light My Fire," and is this one guitar kind of riff that he does that I just want to loop over and over. Also, like, what are you playing piano on that I loop? I watch
Wolf.
Wolf when you
The Wolf intro.
The chorus of Wolf are perfect, man. Like I watched this video of just you doing the over and over because it's just this beautiful.
That's I've always liked that. Even in Yonkers, like the second verse is just some piano chords that come in for 2 seconds, and I'm like, I have a version of that where that just loops.
I want to talk about kind of the opposite of these beautiful chord emotion. November is like one of the heaviest songs, right? And it's you're like paranoid. Is that the theme? Would you say that?
So that was
the theme
that was the last song for the album
that you recorded.
Yeah, literally, and it was just me thinking, just literally.
Yeah, it made me be like, "What is? Are you and Clancy okay?"
What if he is fucking me over? What if when I put Who That Boy out, no one cares? What if I'm hustling backwards? What if my accountant is stealing money from me and I don't know it?
Yeah.
Just everything that could be the worst thing that could happen to me at that moment. I was just like, what if?
I remember talking to Clancy right after, and he was just like, "Yeah, he has a love-hate with me on this album. I'm fucking pothole. He's like, only trust me." And then by November, he's just like, "This motherfucker's stealing." It's like, he went through this whole like. But was it just you? It seemed like a journal entry.
Yeah, in November of 2016 was probably the greatest time of my life.
Why?
We had rented a house out. Every morning we would wake up right for the jellies. I was starting to get involved with Converse. After that was done, we would spend time, at least me and Jasper, playing the game. I went and bought the VR, stupid PlayStation thing. We had the new Mario Switch. When we were done working, Wyatt would come out. We would go to the park or just like go bike riding or just whatever, go to shows. And then I would go to the studio and I'll be working on the album. Tell me, what's your November? Is it a person? It could be a person, it could be a song, it could be a time, but just those things that just make you super happy. And
it's kind of like the totem in Inception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, and that house we had on Coldwater was just an amazing time.
Yeah.
And I was literally wearing Hawaiian shirts in January. And it was cold.
Yeah, but you just but it was
Yeah.
that was the mindset you were in.
Yeah,
it was just shirt.
It was fucking great, dude. It was so goddamn good.
Yeah. But it's funny how if you would have ended the album with November, how it would change.
People would be like, "Yo, give this.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Oh yeah, no. People
Are you
would be
okay?
very concerned about. I'm really glad that you kind of switched and went up and rode
the
off into
whole
the
album
sunset.
being a car ride, and me ending that verse on November with, "What if I thought the brake was the gas? What if I crash?
Yeah.
What if these deep thoughts is my last? Let me pull over quick."
Yeah.
And that's when I make the phone call for Glitter, which is just a voicemail or whatever.
It all
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
really.
It all ties in. Why
two.
flowers? I never asked you like what was like the
I
symbolism
don't know.
behind just
They're beautiful. They're just nature's eye candy, and I thought it would be cool.
yeah.
And that cover being Golden Hour, for the past few months, every Golden Hour I listen to Night and Day by Everything But the Girl. And Tracy Thorn is the singer who sings from Everything But the Girl. They have a lot of great songs. And the first part of November is me singing, say something more, I don't want to talk about it. I wrote that wanting Tracy Thorn to go there, but I'd never asked because for that specific part, I already got rejected by Rick Ross. 'Cause I wanted an 8-bar from him there, so I was
His
like,
voice, it's such a heavy voice
dude,
that
the tone of his voice
layered
on
over that,
November
yeah.
would have been perfect, but
Yeah.
it kind of didn't work out, and I was like, whatever. So I just put that ref there for Tracy Thorn, but I never went through with it because I just was like, I just want to finish this album. I'm over it. I feel defeated. Fuck it. I'll just leave my voice there, and that's what that is. And I wanted Playboy Cardi
on
November. On the part where I'm like, take me back.
Yeah.
I think his voice is like a go-kart. Like in New York, I'm really rock. Like the handling is so precise. This is not pop. This is rock. This is not pop. And I think it's so sick.
Yeah.
So that part in November was take me back. I was gonna get Playboy Cardi to do it, but
That would have been Rick Ross, you, Playboy Cardi,
and Tracy
Thorn.
Thorn.
On just one.
Yeah, but it didn't.
It came out great.
It came out great.
Came out
but
great, yeah.
But, and it's crazy. A lot of these songs on this album is just songs that people didn't take.
Yeah.
But I think because it came out and it works, I could now maybe be like, hey, pop artists, I just want to produce. Or, hey, I could write a cool little melody. Like, let's do it. Hopefully. No one's called yet, but
I mean, but you want to do that. You want to just
that's
like
all I want to do. Like, if I could be successful in that.
because you always
and
talk
not
about wanting
rap.
to score things. You talk
Yeah,
about this being
I
a
just
score.
want to score a few things and just produce songs. I don't have to rap at all and make clothes and just create other shit, but I don't want to fucking rap.
Well, I mean, look,
But it's fun.
It's fun.
I like it.
But I mean,
like I say that and then I'll go fucking put a verse on something because it's still fun. Like,
yeah,
that's
I mean,
still my hobby.
but it's not even just about that. It's more feeling. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? You almost create music like a director. You know, it's
Yeah.
it's about the encompassing feeling of everything. You know what I mean? So it's like again, like Garden Shed is like it's just an emotion that then you rap on when it suits the emotion.
Like Garden Shed sounds like the indie movies I like.
Yeah.
And then Who That Boy sounds like.
Horror,
Dude,
suspense,
this whole
thriller.
album was just a goddamn score.
Yeah.
You know, somebody got to give me a goddamn chance and stop letting the 70-year-old white dude still do it. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
Well, I mean, you have
Fuck.
look, such an amazing ear, and you know, I'm very thankful that you make music.
Thank you.
Really, I'm like really thankful that you make music. It's genuinely beautiful, and you know, I think
I'm trying to think.